Hi everybody, and welcome back to a new video. Today's video is going to be reacting to your pet peeves, guys, which, I don't know, we thought would be a fun idea since we just filmed the...
We had fun with our pet peeves, so we're going to try and have fun with your pet peeves.
That's good. That's good. I'm excited to go through these. I haven't read all of them. I've skimmed through a few of them. There are quite a lot of them.
I was doing that before she even showed you.
Yeah. So we're going to go through some of these because they're just so funny. You guys are awesome. So, pet peeve.
That's my ring. That's a pet peeve. When the middle diamond falls out.
That is a big pet peeve.
Yeah. It happened once before and I found it. And we got it fixed. It's insured, so it's free.
People standing too close to me while checking out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally get that. Number one, respect that person's privacy. They're whipping out their money, their cards, and nobody needs to be hovering over them while they're pulling that stuff out. And yeah, it's just kind of awkward. It's like a personal space thing. Like, what? So yeah, I totally relate to that one. People chewing so loud, it's like they are eating inside my ears. Do you know what I mean, people? So many people probably just cringe that you did that. Yeah, that is something that drives me a little nuts too. Especially when you can hear the wet, moist, a lot of people hate that word, noise going on in people's mouth as they're chewing. That, yes.
Or the loud crunching.
That's why I always get nervous when people ask us to do a mukbang or a mukbang, however you say that. I'm like, so many people are so what's wrong with me? I cannot talk. So many people get ewed out by people talking with their mouth full, and that's pretty much what would happen during that video.
Ewed out?
Ewed out.
But if they had their mouth full, wouldn't that be chewed out?
I guess so. Yeah.
There's one I don't have to worry about.
When people are constantly playing with their hair near me. Yeah, if you didn't know the person and you're not close with them, like, I would assume that somebody, like, flipping their hair around and scratching their head and, like, doing things would kind of be like, come on now, can you not flick your hair at me? But
I cannot.
Yeah, you cannot. Where's your hair?
It's up there somewhere. I got like 6 of them left.
Mine's most of the time tied up on the top of my head, so.
Right, there's your hair.
Oh, this is such a good one.
Ooh,
This
good one.
Larry gets enraged. When people stop in the middle of the path or sidewalk and don't move out of the way. I think it happens most in grocery stores. Like when you're trying to walk in or out, it's like, or in the aisles, it's like, okay, if you're gonna go on with your little cart and you're gonna stop to grab something off the shelf, it's courtesy to take your cart, move to the side, and then grab your item. Otherwise, nobody can get through, and yeah, walking in and out of
For
stores.
some reason, when they walk in the store, just as soon as they enter the store, they have to come to a complete stop and then look around, and then they decide they're going to get a cart. So about the time you're going to go past them to get your cart, they decide they're going to go and they get in front of you and get their cart.
So then you're almost running into each other, and then by that time you're just like ready to...
And once they get their cart, then they take about 5 steps and they completely stop again. And they have to look around in the store to see which way they're going to go to get whatever it is they need.
It really gets Larry going. Sometimes I feel like I've probably done it once or twice. I'm sure we all have, but it's something that you try to be mindful about. So
and then on the way out of the store, they have to stop as soon as they clear that door so they can figure out, where's my car? Where did I park my car? Let's see. Get out of the way.
It's like they forget that everybody else is around too. They're in a public space. They're not the only ones in the world, but it happens. People not using their turn signal in the car. Yes, please. Larry, what do you always say when that happens?
Can't fix stupid.
No, not that one.
Oh.
The other one.
They must be low on turn signal fluid.
No.
They must not have been invented yet that year.
That's the one.
Yeah.
That is the one. That is so frustrating. Or the ones that, like, what is it when they brake then use blinker last second? Like, don't slam on the brakes, and then I guess if it happens, it happens. But yeah, not using the blinkers. Come on.
Or when they start their turn, they're starting at about 500 feet before the intersection, so they're actually driving left of center, going across the cut to get into the turn.
Group texts. Yeah. That can be one. I get it because it's just easier to send something and alert everybody, but then once multiple people start replying to it and you're like, oh, when is it gonna end?
Yeah. What time will you be here? I'll be there at 7. I'm done with my text. I've answered their question. But then I have to hear well, do you think 7 will be good? Do you think I should come early? Well, maybe I'll be a little bit late. Do you want me to pick you up?
Do you know what I usually do when that happens? If somebody sends me a group text, I'll acknowledge it and then I'll text them privately instead of like replying in the group text, just so everybody else that's involved in it isn't getting their phone blown up. Bullies.
Ooh,
yeah, those are pet peeves for sure. Bullies, there is no need to be a bully. If you're a bully, stop and think about what you're doing, because it's not kind, it is not nice, and it is not necessary. Glad we got that out of the way.
When someone tells me to do something right as I'm about to do it, yes. You can see a mile away that they're going to do this particular task, and then somebody has to run up as soon as they start it and tell them, you need to do this.
It's almost like the obvious. Like, obviously, I was going to go do that. Thank you.
Yeah. Supervisors at work.
Well, like the backseat driver situation. I know a lot of you have that complaint. It's like when you know where you're going and they know where you're going, but then they tell you, turn left there as you're like getting ready to hit your turn signal and turning left. Like, thank you.
If you know where I need to go and I don't have a clue where I need to go, yes, by all means, tell me. Help me out. Direct me.
I just read this one and I literally cringed.
She did cringe.
My biggest pet peeve is when people scrape their teeth on their forks or utensils while eating.
Ooh.
Yeah, I've not thought of that, but reading that, yeah. What I hate is when you accidentally do it sometimes.
Oh, the fork on the plate.
Yeah, he's like cutting his spaghetti and like he drags his fork and it goes like nails on chalkboard across it, and I'm like, oh god.
See, but nails on chalkboard don't bother me.
Rubbing cotton ball together really bothers me. So weird. I think I'm the only one in the world that thinks that way. People chewing gum loudly. Yeah. I try not to do that. I notice sometimes I chew when I'm in like doing videos, like daily vlogging. I'm not a daily vlogger, but vlogging videos with you guys. I know sometimes like I try not to have gum in my mouth because I know some people that drives people nuts, so I try not to do that.
And it always seems like the ones that chew the loudest are the ones that say, "Oh, come here, dear. Yes, honey. Can I get a minute, dear? Can you come over here?"
I always think it's baseball players that are so obvious with their chewing. Like, yes, we know you have chewing gum in your mouth. Are they not the worst at that?
They are.
I love baseball. We're big fans, but they are so obvious about it. I'm like...
Well, they kind of got away from the tobacco and the gum chewing now. Now they're into the
seeds.
The seeds, yeah. Pew, pew, pew. Sunflower seeds.
When I'm at a restaurant and people blow their nose while I'm eating, yeah, especially if it's like the people behind you are like right near you, or they like sneeze over and over again, which happens, but like when it's right near you, it's kind of like, oh, which leads me into one. This is one of my pet peeves. When the restaurant, like, and I know they have to do it, but when the waiters or waitresses spray the chemicals on the table,
yeah,
like right near you to the point where you can smell them all as you're eating. Like, I'm now eating chemical.
Yeah.
I get they have to clear the table, other people have to come in and out, and I know, like, I don't want to offend any waitresses or waiters out there that do that, but it's just, it's like, I eat it, I don't want to taste it.
Yeah, I don't, the nose blowing, it's the wet, mushy ones that come out, or the ones that do the horn section from the orchestra, or the elephant at the zoo, you know, they get that big handkerchief out.
I don't know how some people can get that noise.
Wow.
He inhaled it and he didn't even inhale out.
I didn't know. I have gooey hands.
Having to repeat myself for any reason, big or small. I hate it.
Wait, what?
That's probably poor Larry because I'm such a terrible listener. I'm like, wait, what'd you say, babe? I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, what? Like, yeah, I'm terrible at that. This was such a big one in our Pet Peeves video that we filmed. My husband throwing his laundry right next to the laundry basket, but never inside of it. It's like, you're so close. Why not just put it right in the basket instead of next to the basket? If the basket's overflowing, I get it.
But guys don't take their clothes off and walk over and put it in the basket. They take their clothes off at the other side of the room and they have to ball it up and they shoot. I shoot about 70%.
It's raining. Yeah,
it's raining.
He does that.
Yeah.
Not changing the toilet paper roll when empty. Yeah, like how annoying for the next person that goes to the bathroom and there's no toilet paper and you're trying to search for it under the sink, or like,
Or when you're over the top of the roll,
Oh, yeah.
and somebody comes over that's not, and they change your toilet paper, so now it's the under.
We had a war during a Christmas with
No.
family members that one wanted it over, one wanted it under, and it was just every time somebody would go back and forth, they would change it. It was a serious issue in the house. It caused war. Oh, this is a good one. When people point out other people's flaws or insecurities. Yeah, that's so unnecessary.
Especially at my age. I've been doing stuff wrong for decades.
Yeah, there's no point in pointing it out and like being like, oh, you did that wrong, you can't do this, you can't do that. Or like, it's unattractive to be like that. Build people up, don't put people down. When I'm watching TV and someone drops a big spoiler and wonders why I get mad and turn it off, that is so annoying. Somebody did that to me right before, and I didn't share it with any of my family because all of us were going to see the end game. And somebody put the spoiler and how it ends in my comment section, and I quickly removed the comment. But yeah, like, don't be a spoiler. Oh, I almost smacked you right in the... But yeah, it's frustrating.
The other thing that I don't like is when you watch a TV show, whether it's a half hour, a movie for 2 hours, and somebody comes in right at the very end, a minute before it's gonna, and they stand right in front of the TV, blocking the TV, and they ask you some question that has no immediate meaning on anything, and you completely miss the big final.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was back when, I remember you telling me that story. When he was a kid that happened. But see, the struggle with that was if you were watching it on TV, you couldn't hit the rewind button and go back.
No.
When it ended, it ended.
When VCRs first came out, that was one of the first things I saved money for and got, so that I could hurry up and hit the play record and say, okay, you can bother me all you want, go ahead.
When people take the "my house is your house" too literally. Yeah, when they kind of like come in your home and take over all of your stuff, I guess so. I could see where that could be frustrating.
Yeah, you really don't want your kids to come out and see your guests sitting in their tighty-whitey underwear watching something on the TV. That's not a good thing.
Squirrels eating my plants. Aww. I understand how frustrating that is, but I'm one of those people who, which is probably going to be really cringy and annoying to you, but I'm like, oh look, they need something to eat too. That's how I am, which probably bothers you. But I understand, like, spending and investing your time and money on putting beautiful plants in, and then the animals come and eat it all. I get it.
Yeah, I know somebody waited all winter long for their spring flowers to come up, and within pretty much overnight, the deer came in and ate. It looked like the Addams family. They were perfect leaves, beautiful stem, but the flower part was gone.
Are you laughing at the same one I am?
The one about the kitchen?
The groceries?
Yeah.
Yes. I feel like you do that. Sometimes. When I put groceries on the kitchen floor, he only puts up cold stuff and leaves the rest. Yeah, why? It's like, okay, so then you're leaving all the other for me instead of, helping me with it,
I can do it.
Mm-hmm. Being rushed. I know that's a big one for you. You can't stand that.
Yeah, I don't like that.
No. I find it like when somebody else is rushing me, it makes me anxious, but I'm always one of those that if I know I have to be somewhere and do something, I'm like on time. I'm very on time. When people press on the brake so hard, when everybody's like whipping forward. I know sometimes it's necessary to avoid anything, but people that do it just to do it.
There's no easing into a stop, or you're getting pushed forward when they're braking, and then they hit the gas and you're ended up bouncing off the headrest. You get whiplash.
Have I done that?
Occasionally. But not all the time.
I don't brake hard though unless necessary. That's one thing that makes me so sick is when I'm a backseat driver or passenger, which is why I drive like a lot of the time because I am so prone to car sickness. But that's one thing that made me really car sick in LA is the driver was like on the gas, off the gas, on the gas, off the gas, hitting the brake. Like we were constantly, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to puke in the back of your car.
We lived in Ohio, there really wasn't an issue. It wasn't that big of a deal, but in Florida, that light turns green you got two kinds. The guy that hits the gas and he's dragway 42 down the highway, or the person that sits there for another 12 seconds looking at the green light.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yawning without covering your mouth. I'd cover my mouth, especially like if I'm home. Like I don't really care, but if I'm out or in public, I do try to cover my mouth when I yawn. That's something that I feel like some people are just raised that way to do it, and then other people just, I think it's, yeah.
Or you're going to meet somebody and you see them as you're approaching them and they're hacking along all over their hand and then they want to shake your hand.
Alright guys, we hope you enjoyed this pet peeves video and us reacting to your pet
We
peeves
did.
and discussing them a bit. I really enjoyed them because it got us thinking more about all the pet peeves. But alright guys, we'll see you again very soon. Bye!